Chicken here, bring you another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about what's the best order of upgrading the hero abilities after you've already maxed out Battle Ores. Because at this point, most people that are playing fairly actively have already got enough tokens to finish their first upgrade, and I'm going to say like 90% of people probably went with Battle Ores just simply because of its efficiency in with Zoogas and operations and stuff like that. So now there's kind of like, people are kind of confused, and the chicken a little bit included in that, guys, in what is the best order of upgrading things. So in my opinion, there's no need to upgrade the universal remote, because look at this, guys. When you upgrade it, all it does is increase the damage bonus of the hacked defense, and we're not using the defense. We're not hacking the defense to take out other stuff. We're hacking it to get it out of the way. Essentially, is the plan behind what most people use the universal remote for. So, in my opinion, the best way to go next is going to be with Captain Everspark and her Critter Swarm, and not only just the Critter Swarm ability, but just upgrading Captain Everspark, because with that you get her hero perk upgraded, which is huge because you just get free critters that spawn every 4.3 seconds. I think there's something's bugged in that. I'm not sure if that's been addressed yet or not, but let's just go ahead, guys, and I wanted to just cover a few different abilities. So we'll start out here with the Iron Will, and this is kind of a popular one that people think. I feel like Iron Will is one of those abilities that, like, it sounds great on paper, but it doesn't actually give you very much of a benefit, and you'll see what I mean right here. It's kind of the same idea of people using troop damage over troop health. Like, the idea of troop health, like, it sounds great, like, oh, my troops will survive a little longer, but you'll see right here, I'm gonna throw them out and we'll get the Zoogas going behind them. And obviously this is a very easy base, but I just wanted to show you, I just wanted to kind of let them run loose. So we'll get the Iron Will up going here, and you'll see, especially against these boom cannons, which is like the main thing you have to be worried about with heavies, is it's not preventing the heavies from being like one shot or anything crazy by boom cannons, and like the rockets really aren't going to be doing much damage against heavies anyways. So like it's really like, the way I took out that base, if I'd used Battle Ores, I would have just cleared everything faster. I probably would have lost the same amount of heavies, if not less, because I took down the base quicker. And that's just kind of how I feel about Iron Will. I feel like it's a bit of a, I don't know, like, the idea of it sure is good. I think there's some benefit there for using Scorchers and tanks, but again, I think you're going to be better off with Battle Orders for Scorchers and tanks, because you're going to be able to get the tanks moving faster, you're going to be doing more damage with them, and I think you're going to benefit a little bit more overall. So let's get the Critter Swarm going up here next, and we'll do the same kind of attack here with heavies and Zoogas. I'll try to find a base that I can actually showcase it a little bit without just getting completely wrecked. So I think this might actually work. So you see we have a ton of mines on this base, which I am gonna have to clear a little bit. So to start off, let's take out the rocket launchers, and then we can use the Critter Swarm ability to distract some of the boom cannons. And the great thing about the Critter Swarm ability is you get to mix this in with Everspark's hero perk that already spawns critters to begin with. So you get a really big benefit with it, and you can also save some GBE, which everyone knows is like the most important thing probably when you're attacking and you're not using, well, probably in any attack, it's just managing your GBE, right? So we'll get the heavies going out in front like this, and we'll get the Zookas in behind them, and I'm gonna go ahead and pre-shock some of this stuff. This guy's base is basically set up to be completely wrecked just by using a couple shocks. So you see right here, I've got my critters out. I've got the Critter Swarm going, and it's almost like I have a wall in front of me, like just of like stuff in front of the heavies, just purely of critters. And I don't really, like, for this base especially, like, I don't really need to do a whole pile else, especially because it seems like his plan with this is to just kind of overwhelm you with cannons and stuff. But like I still have like a good amount of heavies left over, and I haven't really done anything. I just kind of let the heavies and the Zookas run out here, and I just kind of overwhelmed this base with critters. And even though everything was so tightly packed together, we were still able to just blast our way through it. Obviously, it's like, I don't think this base has any ice, but we were probably going to take it down regardless of what we did. But that's the idea. That's the idea of using the Critter Swarm, is just to, you can kind of overwhelm the defenses with a bunch of critters. So This one, the next one I'll talk about is the cluster grenade. I actually did upgrade this one. I do really like it. It's one of my favorites. I love using it with Rifle Cryozuka Medic. And I would say, like I said before, I think the best way to go about upgrading stuff, I would even upgrade the explosive charges before I upgraded Universal Remote, just because we don't need the extra damage with the Universal Remote. Like if it upgraded the hack duration. Oops. Can I cancel that? Okay. That was a bit of a chicken fail on that one. But what was I saying? Not select. There should be an info screen instead of upgrade. But yeah, if it was a longer capture duration, maybe that would be beneficial, because sometimes you need to hack a rocket launcher or whatever, and there's not boom cannons or anything surrounding it, so it's kind of tough to take it out in the time that it's captured. But other than that, there's no real reason to ever upgrade it. Explosive charges, at least you get more damage, and it's a pretty good explosion. So, but I prefer cluster grenade because you're actually able to take out some mines with it. So we'll quit blabbering away here, and let's find a player base where we can actually showcase this a little bit. You see I've dropped a ton of VP, but that's okay. Alright, so this guy doesn't have any ice, so this should be pretty easy to kind of showcase this. He does have 3 prototypes, but that should be fine. So still for Rifle Cryozuka Medic, I'm still going to take out the rocket launchers first. That's going to be the biggest priority right off the bat. And then next what I'm doing is I'm looking at the prototypes he has, and the shock launchers and the mortars are going to be the biggest thing. So you see right here, the hot pot, the shock launcher, and the mortar are all I didn't bring or no, cluster grenade. We're okay. We're rolling here. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna launch at some critters. That's gonna distract while I'm landing on the beach, and it's also gonna clear a little bit of mines for me. So I'm gonna get some pretty good value out of that. And I kind of want to save some of my shocks to use on the shock launchers, because, like I said before, he's got his mortar, he's got his prototypes, basically all kind of shocked together. And basically how I like to use the cluster grenade, guys, I'll be able to show you here in a second. It's when I move. It's when I like to move all the troops over. I find throwing out a cluster grenade first, because like makes it a lot easier. So I'll throw one out right here. And we have to be careful of this hot pocket that's going to be roasting us very soon. But typically I like to use it right before I'm moving away. Like I'm going to show you right here. So I'm going to flare up over this way, and I'm going to throw out the cluster grenade first. And some of those defenses that are kind of getting scary at that point during the raid, because like they don't have as much health left, if that makes sense. I'm able to use the cluster grenade. I can get some good value out of that. I can quickly get some damage out, and then I can move over to the other side. And I find, like, it really comes down to specific instances, but I find it is very helpful when you have to move your troops over to get that quick damage out, and maybe even clear a couple mines out of the way. So those kinds of things, again, it's like very specific. Oh my god, I thought the game glitched right there. It's very specific instances where it does help, but I find it is really good to use, especially with Rifle Cryozuka Medic. But again, it's not going to be as good as Everspark and the Critter Swarm is going to be. So let's do something different, guys. Let's do something different. Still using Zukas. Let's use Everspark. Let's use the Critter Swarm. And let's take on Stage 7 of Dr. Terrence and see what we can get done here. Now, typically I don't like using spread out versions of troops on Dr. T, because look at all the flamethrowers and mortars that we have to deal with. Like, it's going to be a really big pain. But hopefully we can get this done, and if not, we'll just bring out the Zukas and I guess go to the back right, because that looks pretty Zuka-able today. So let's go ahead and give a big shout out to the commenter of the day. And that's going to be the Willington, who asked the question of which hero upgrade ability is the best to upgrade after Battle Wars, because most people have Battle Wars maxed out. So hence the whole entire video, Willington. So appreciate the good questions. If you guys have questions like that, definitely leave them in the comments. I like to do kind of, I don't know, I like going off what you guys want me to make, as opposed to just kind of winging it. No pun intended. Okay, so we got these guys going out here. Now, I think going to the right side is probably going to be the best way to go here. So let's go ahead. Let's go like this. I want to completely avoid the left. Now, this is kind of going to make or break the raid right here. just if we can keep that mortar from killing all my riflemen, and then we can kind of make our way up on the right side. And okay, so we're doing all right here. We're doing all right. Now there's a lot of stuff here that's kind of not what I want to really see when I'm using RZM, and that's mortars, machine guns, and flamethrowers. That's like the best defenses to go against this. But we'll do what we can here. We'll do what we can, and you see how much the bonus critters actually do help in distracting, like especially at times like that when like I was talking about before, when it would be good to use a cluster grenades just to kind of take a bit of the pressure off of everything that's coming at us. Okay, so we got a ton of mortars here. I'm gonna go ahead, and I can't really use the critters right now, but I kind of have to. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. So let's see what we can get done. I have to use these critters. I have to. I should be using the critter swarm, but unfortunately, I think Everspark went down somewhere. Or is she still up? Is she still up, guys? I'm not 100% sure. I can't even see her. Okay, so we got the Zookas up here. All right, so we got the Cryoneers kind of tanking for the Zookas, and I think we're just barely gonna grease this one out, guys. So this is a perfect reason of why I like to use all Zookas and stuff, because one, it's a lot faster. You either sink or swim, more or less, and I find it a lot easier, especially for Dr. T Tropical. But there it is, guys. There it is. We managed to squeak it out. Not the greatest attack in the world, but I think that was a somewhat decent showcasing of all the abilities. So enough of this stupid demoted upgraded screen. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say on that, guys. So I think this is the third time I've said this, but I think after battle orders, Critter Swarm, Cluster Grenade, Iron Will, Explosive Charges, Universal Remote, that's the order I'm gonna go in, guys. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what you think the best upgrade order is for the hero abilities. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Chicken out. Just a quick reminder, guys, if you visit patreon.com/thechicken, for $1 a month, you can get your name in the chicken banner for the duration of the month. And for $2 a month, you become a super chicken, and you can get your name in the banner. Plus, you get to write your own personal message.